Yo, what's good, guys? Haven't done one of these in a while, but back with another Waifu Reacts. That's the waifu. She's gonna be reacting. She's not really big on the social media stuff, so every now and again I like to show her stuff off social media and get her impressions, which are usually hilarious. Partially self-righteous, but yeah.
Self-righteous? Fuck you.
But yeah, so I think day before yesterday, Lil Pump came out with a new video. I haven't seen it yet either, so I'm gonna let her watch that. I'm gonna watch that together. But yeah, so yeah, this is Lil Pump Racks on Racks official music video. So with that being said, let's jump into it and see what Lil Pump brings us.
So it's a white guy trying to be black. Okay. Very confused young man, but okay.
Yo, them shoes is fire.
Don't know about that.
What? How is that not fire? Look at it. How is that not fire?
I don't get it.
Those are Gucci.
Ooh.
On top of it. That's flames, yo.
What's that supposed to mean to me?
That they're cool.
Why?
Because they're Gucci.
Can go out and buy it just because he's wearing them. Oh, he's making it popular.
Damn
wow. Right. And go waste your hard-earned money.
Gucci down to the socks, baby.
Yeah, foolishness. Carry on.
What? How is this gun shooting at first? I know it's shooting flames. I mean, the song is like flames by default, so
why?
I can't get that, but
why?
Hear that beat, yo?
It's so sad where rap music has come. Seriously.
This came out on the 31st of January, already over 7 million views.
Makes no sense. Then again, we live in an idiotic society these days with the young generation. I'm just saying. What language is this?
English? You're just not listening.
That's not English.
You're just not listening.
That's not English.
You're just not listening.
What's the theme of this song? I don't get it. They're in.
Am I the only one that's not realizing that she's not listening? Like the song is clearly called Racks on Racks. The man is clearly saying Racks on Racks.
No, I get.
What is this song about?
No.
Racks on Racks.
What racks? What clothes rack? What shoe rack? What rack?
It's money.
Oh, he's talking about money. I don't understand.
See, guys, this is.
And what's the point of the video in terms of you're out in the desert, you have cheerleaders and girls in their underwear shaking their ass with fire.
Because the song is flames, yo. Because the song is lit.
I don't even understand you. But I'm being serious. What's the point?
Racks on racks.
Yeah, translation. Break it down in English.
I got racks on racks.
So you have racks of money?
Exactly.
So he's glorifying money and what it can buy, and also the fact that it can buy some prostitutes.
Hey. We're not going to be judging.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
We're not
you should
going
use
to
a different term. Let me use his
these
term.
Young,
Hoes.
aspiring females
Or
trying to make their way in the entertainment industry.
Whatever.
We're not going to be judging these young women.
What anybody
like
wants to do is their business.
These strong,
but when
young,
it is that you're going to influence a generation of people,
way in the industry.
we're going to say something about it.
We're not going to do that.
Yeah,
also,
yeah.
let me be the first to point out that I've not seen a single black woman in this.
Well, that I
You
noticed.
don't see that every
I
day.
noticed that long time.
You do not see that every day. So shout outs to
You
Lil
kind of
Pump.
do see that.
Shout outs to Lil Pump for that.
Whatever.
Making a rap video with no black women. Do not see that every day.
Tigger, stop.
And his cat mischievous.
No, we have aliens. No, that's why I keep asking, what's the theme of this? Because it's all over the place.
I almost sound like Cartman from some part.
I don't get it.
Let's get it!
No, he's in an airplane. Freaking into it. What's the point?
That's flames. Alright, so you see just like how Travis Scott's Sicko Mode video was like all over the place, it's kind of the same premise. And it's somebody in the comment section even said that the person that edited Travis Scott's video edited this video as well. Because the same way say it just they're all over the place.
No.
But yeah, that was Lil Pump, Racks on Racks. The music video. Lil Pump got himself another banger.
Minutes of my life that I will never get back.
A lot of people probably bumping that. 2 minutes and 28 seconds.
Of my life that I will never get back.
Okay, you don't need to get it back. Your life was that much more enriched.
Oh, enriched? What's wrong with you?
Because now you have the knowledge of Lil Pump, Racks and Racks.
And how does that add any value to my life?
Hey, Tigger.
Seriously, what was the point of that?
It was a music video.
Supposed to be entertaining?
It was entertaining.
For who?
For roughly
because whoever liked it.
699,000 people.
Perhaps that shows how many idiots there.
I said I'm not going to be all judgy like certain people. Yeah. 699,000 people liked this video.
Well, it's still the generation. They don't know any
35,000 people
better.
did not like this video. Now they are well in their rights to not like or like a video. That doesn't mean no, you think you're too smart. Should be over here trying to dislike the shit on my account. Nah, fam. That's not how we get down over here. So yeah, this video premiered on January 31st. Already at 7 million views.
Okay.
And already has 700,000 likes.
No, but seriously, because I'm playfully backlashing, half and half, backlashing on it. But seriously,
Somebody commented.
What was the point?
I like the part when he said Racks on Racks.
Wow.
YouTube comments are always fun.
No, I'm being serious. What's the point of it?
Most lyrical rapper of all time. Yo,
you're not answering me. What's the point of it?
What?
Telling a story? Is it what's the point of it?
Point of it is that he has Racks on Racks. What more point of it do you?
Just repetition of foolishness?
Well, I don't know about the foolishness part, but it is repetition.
What point of it made sense?
The entire song that he was doing. If it makes you feel better, since listening is not necessarily your forte, let's see. You can go look up the lyrics, and then you can read it, and maybe it'll make that way. Here we go. Good old genius.com. Racks on Racks, Lil Pump. On this track, Lil Pump raps about his wealth, drug use, sexual endeavors, and designer clothing, which we could have clearly surmised from him saying Racks on Racks.
I'm sorry.
I'm just saying.
I don't speak today's generation.
It's literally English, and it's literally very clearly shown in the video,
no, it's
very
not.
clearly in the lyrics. I'm just saying.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is. See, Racks on Right there. Written out. Just for
Rex
you.
and Rex and Rex and Rich, bitch.
Let's
Rex
get
and
it.
Rex. What the fuck?
Yeah. Ooh. None of my cars ain't rented. All matte black. My windows tinted. Fuck a bitch once. Say no, I'm finished. That's bars right there.
I hope you're joking.
But yeah, like I said, the song is about his money, planting how he music, which was like in the title, Racks on Racks.
Whatever. Okay.
Fuck a bitch in my Versace sandals. Got a new bando, look like
Ooh,
Castle.
Versace,
Told the bitch let me
wow.
sniff coke off her asshole. Bars.
I'm weak for this generation. I mean, not saying that, you know, the older
Bust in her
generation
face
didn't
and she
do
called
shit,
it a
but
facial. I left Patricia and now I'm with Rachel. Fell asleep on a Zan, woke up with a bankroll.
glorifying spending your money and
I could buy you coke but
living
can't buy you
recklessly.
food. So the bitch come bring the food to my room.
Wait, I could buy you coke but can't buy you food.
Yeah, because prioritize drugs.
And this is what he's glorifying, and this is what you'd want your children to listen to.
Well, I didn't go that far.
No,
I'm just telling
asking
you what the song is
obviously
about.
you
Obviously,
think it's fire.
Because
So,
it's flames, but I'm a grown
whatever.
adult.
No.
If I choose, hold on. So if I choose to listen to something, if I choose to consume a media or a form of media, I'm making that conscious decision as an adult. Obviously, as a parent, just like how movies and games and all that stuff have age restriction limits on them, that's the same way you can monitor what your child listens to. If you as a parent has issue with your child listening to Lil Pump, Lil Xan, any of the littles out there, then just do your job at parenting to enforce whatever rules you want to enforce so that they don't listen to it.
You are an intelligent man, and grant you, nothing you said is wrong. However, however,
there's always a butter.
Whatever, Rian. You can't. All of this with the social media and the music. Well, that's what we want to call it. Music are geared towards the younger generation, not adults who are hardworking people going out and all these. The younger generation with all the visual, with all the visual stimulation, with all the visual stimulation and everything. You can't. It's geared. It's pushed towards the younger generation. So you can say that yes, it's you have to be a good parent and monitor your children and blah blah black sheep. But I mean, at the end of the day, your child is going to gravitate towards that.
Just for a certain.
I'm not saying that it's made just for them, but it is geared towards them. Who's the one buying all the CDs? Or sorry, yeah, that's how old I am.
Wow.
Who's the one buying their albums or downloading their music?
You see, people, this is what I'm talking about.
I mean, in terms of the general populace that's listening to their music, it's geared towards
like
younger
people
children.
Understand
to picnic children.
What I'm talking about in reference to just from you saying people buying CDs.
What's about it? Okay, fine. You're going to make that overlook the point.
I'm not saying it overlooks. I'm just saying that's where your
to...
mindset's coming from, which doesn't necessarily translate into what currently music is. Currently, as is now in the age of streaming and whatnot, I'm not disputing the fact that probably, yes, young people do consume majority of the music that's out there because they're more in tune with technology on a whole as a platform right now in the industry. But that doesn't mean that the artists go out of their way to make this music for consumption by specific segments of that populace.
When it is that they're writing certain things, or even the people themselves who are looking at the age group that's creating this music, or even the people who are behind it, you can't tell me that they're not focusing on a specific market of people who are, okay, Let's market it to these people. Hello, their parents are the ones with the money who will spend it or who will give them the money to buy these things. They're not looking at these hardworking people who are stressed out about life and all these other things.
That's what I'm saying.
You're geared towards the children.
Where do you draw the line? What do you consider children's?
Really? Immature people.
I'm happy this is recorded right now. So I have this proof.
Whose minds have not been developed and have not gotten the
immature
of life.
Immature by whose standards? By what country's culture?
You're playing devil's advocate. You're playing devil's advocate. Because seriously,
hey, I'm just saying that.
Because it's not like saying enough sense for realize what I'm saying.
And that at the end of the day, these are all factors that play grand scheme. You cannot deny and you cannot ignore.
I'm just irritated at the fact that this is kind of thing that they're pushing.
Irritated.
That's the one thing I'm irritated about. I'm like, not to say that we didn't have certain music like similar to this, in the earlier 90s. It's just that it just gone far left. It's like I give you a piece of the cake and you just take the entire cake.
Alright, let's put it this way. Lil Pump is not out here in these streets.
No, he's just a representative.
Going out of his way to make these songs for 10, 11, 12, 13-year-olds.
No more like teenagers.
His music is made, in mind, I'd say predominantly the people that consume it are your young adults going into adulthood. Range of children, if that's. Now, once again, parents, you determine how you raise a child. You have some bit of influence in that regard. That goes without saying.
I think their children's peers have more influence.
And that's a given, because you spend most of your time at school more than you spend at. That's understood.
In addition to the fact that we're in the age of technology, more high-tech technology, and children are more glued to a screen than anything else. Even when they're in the home, they have more relationship.
Glued is such a strong word.
Because it is strong. That's how strong it is. If I want to find a stronger word, fine. But it is that strong. People have more relationship with the screen in front of them than people in their entire house. So when it is that you're looking at all these hypersexualized images on TV and the music and everything, you can't tell me say they're not gearing towards the children or geared towards even children, teenagers, immature-minded people whose minds have not fully developed.
Because that's so
right. That is one of the reasons why they say, if you're under this age, you cannot vote. If you're under this age, you cannot drink, or you're not supposed to be having sex under this age, or even if you're. Well, I'm saying that there are certain laws or certain things put in place because you figure, say, your mind is not fully developed, and if it is that the people who are creating this content, right, people who are directing, who are managing and everything, they realize that it's the children who are really these immature-minded people, these people who are actually gravitating towards this, and hey, we're making our money based on this demographic of people or this target group. Why not? And the one thing, one of the many things that irritate me is that whole hypersexualized is, and then next thing you're like, oh my gosh, this generation nowadays. I'm like, you can go and play the devil's advocate, but you look not to
guys.
say.
What am
Anyway,
I'm just
saying, like, even with my generation, it was bad, but I feel like with each generation, it just goes downhill. And
it's not so much that it goes downhill. It's more a matter of where your limitations were. The next generation is like, well, we kind of already saw you guys go through those limitations, so we're not curious about those limitations. Then the limitations get drawn out a little bit further, and that's not the generation's fault. If anything, that's the generations before fault, because they're the ones that went to that limit in the first place, and then now the shit is already known. So I mean, yeah, can't really blame them. I mean,
No,
they're just
I get that.
human nature being
I get
curious.
that, and I guess they're gonna say, "Oh yeah, it's art imitating life and life imitating art." But I mean, at the end of the day, when it is that you especially have people who are so glued or so ingrained so much time, and yes, your cell phone and social media is an addiction. It gets you hooked. It was designed that way, and it works perfectly. But when it is that you have people who are so influenced, and you realize that you have that power to influence, hello, people, especially since the whole age of technology and looking at a screen, you're influenced so highly by the media and everything else.
That's always been around.
No, that's not my point. I know it
I
has
know
always
that's
been
not
around.
your point.
But what I'm saying
like,
there,
why
what I'm
complain
saying
about
is
it
that
in
you
that
realize the
aspect?
influence that you have. Why would you want to be talking about bitches and hoes and shaking your ass and suck my dick and all them? Like, you realize that you have that power to influence. Why the fuck you going to be looking at that or focusing on that? That's what kind of irritates me.
The counter side of that coin, even though you're irritated, is, as in your words you put it, then why the fuck are you putting that judgment and responsibility on the people and how they use their platform?
It is what it is. Whatever.
That's what it boils
anyway,
down to at the end of the day.
Thanks for this whole reaction thing. Quite interesting.
But yeah, guys, so as you can tell, the waifu is very passionate about matters of such things, like when it comes to social media and how it affects a society as a whole. But yeah, it's always good to have these points and open talks and discussions of us. We literally just took a 2-minute music video and turned it into a 20-minute discussion. So
yeah.
we can thank the waifu for that. But yeah, that's gonna be it for me, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed Lil Pump's new video. If you didn't, I mean, you're free to go and put a dislike on the video if you want to. That's all Gucci. But at the end of the day, if these dudes weren't doing something right, then they wouldn't still be around.
Doing something right by whose standards?
They wouldn't still be around making money and all these things. I'm just saying, there's a market for it.
Make your money.
It is marketed to the people.
I have nothing against him. Him see where him have the power of influence. Him see where say again making money and him ride that train all the way to the bank. Yo, more props to you. But I mean, whether or not I want to agree with the strategy or the execution of how I'm going accumulating money, that's film business. But at the same time, you can't ignore the fact that it does influence people. It's not just about him making money. The fact that it influences other people but it's what it is. More props to him.
For my fellow Jamaicans out there, I'm just going to end on this one point. This is a very similar situation to like back in the day when Cartel was being drawn through the mud for preaching about bleaching cream, getting browner skin and all these things.
Don't get me started on that.
I rest my case, but at the same time, he was being dragged through the mud, and in true Cartel fashion, while giving a speech presentation at the University of the West Indies, yeah, he very clearly stated that at the end of the day, makes the music, people consume it, and if children are consuming it, the onus falls on parents to ensure that their child
him don't give a fuck who won't consume it.
He's but a lowly entertainer.
He's washing his hands.
And
he's like, I'm just here to make my money.
To entertain. So whoever wants to be entertained,
selfish way to look at things, because you realize the power or influence that you have. You realize the kind of power that you have, but you're like, hey, I wash my hands. I don't give a fuck. It's your children. You decide how you want to raise them. But you obviously realize the influence that you have. That's a very selfish way of looking at things. But hey, more props to you and making your money. All right. Do you think I can close off?
But yeah, that's gonna be it for me here, guys, on another episode of Waifu Reacts. I'll probably try to do some of these more often if you guys like hearing the very spirited and vision of the waifu, minus my retarded rants of embracing all this new age shit. But yeah, so this is gonna be a friendly neighborhood gamers out of the comments signing off, telling you as always, until next time. keep on gaming or listening or watching or stuff. Yeah. Do go check us out on Facebook. You can search us under the name Zalgo Cometh. Follow us on Twitter at Mr_Gamehead. And as always, keep on gaming. Visit our game review blog at www.zalgocometh.blogspot.com. See you guys later.